Hi guys, it's Horsey Stuff, and today I am back with another Horse Trainer Reacts to Horse Movies, and we are just chugging our way through this movie called Running Free. I hope you guys are enjoying it so far, and I'm excited to jump back in and really figure out where it's going, because we still haven't seen a lot of interaction with the horses. We still haven't seen a lot of real plot. We've mostly just been introduced to the whole situation. Obviously, Jessie is going to be working really hard there. We learned that in the last segment, and so she's going to get some interactions with horses just doing daily chores. But I still don't even know whether it's her dad or his wife that, really runs the program. So excited to see more about that for sure, and just kind of see how everything goes. I mean, this movie just has me confused as to what's next. I'm not used to that in a horse movie, not used to that at all. If you guys could go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe down below for more videos, that would help me out a ton. And let's go ahead and jump on in.
No need to even try. Let's just stay out of each other's way, and I'll be out of your hair, okay?
That's a terrible attitude to have. She doesn't even want to try to have a relationship with her dad. She just wants to get through this couple months, turn 18, and go live her own life. He really has his work cut out for him. If he wants to build a relationship with her, he's gonna have to work really hard, considering she doesn't even want to try to be friendly with him. She just wants to ignore him. I'm sure that his wife didn't help situations earlier. She was going on and on about how she has to do all this work and blah, blah, blah. I'm sure that didn't make this seem any more appealing to this girl.
Why the sudden change?
Alright, I get why Taylor is angry. Also, side note, I'm pretty sure I've called her Casey this entire movie so far, so sorry about that. They clearly said Taylor this time, so if I called her Casey, which I think I have, I've been wrong. I get why Taylor is so angry. I would be angry too. The dad walked out. He decided not to be a part of her life anymore. Obviously, we know he was struggling with alcoholism and probably a lot of mental issues, but it doesn't really excuse that behavior, especially for a child. I mean, she was quite young at the time that he walked out, so she really wasn't able to understand what he was going through and why he had to walk out, as well as she might understand if he, took a break and walked out of their relationship at this age and then came back a similar time later when he'd kind of gotten everything better. And obviously the wife being a complete jerk to her and acting like she's slave labor and deserves punishment is not helping the matter at all. It's not making her want to be there. And if she at least were happy there, that would help a lot in building a relationship with her father. So he's got his work cut out. He's really gonna have to try. Let's see how he does and what his approach is to convincing Taylor to actually have a relationship with him.
I miss her every day. Gone.
Well, she's not gone for me, Billy.
And unfortunately, instead of bonding over the loss of the mom, it's a source of contention between the two, where they both miss her so much. And I believe he walked out when she died, so he wasn't even able to support Taylor through that grieving process, which just makes everything so much worse. Alright, she's gonna walk around this pasture picking up manure. Walking through the whole pasture with just a rake is a recipe for just so much extra work. It's absolutely unnecessary to do that much work. You're way better off taking the wheelbarrow and the rake and going to the back of the pasture and kind of picking it up as you move forward. That way you don't have to go as far with a heavy wheelbarrow. But you don't want to walk each pile of manure all the way back to the front of the pasture to the wheelbarrow or wherever you left it, because you're just going to walk mile after mile back and forth and back and forth. It will take absolutely forever, and it's so much more work than simply taking the wheelbarrow to the back. Obviously the wheelbarrow is a little more cumbersome than walking, but because it saves you so much walking, it's absolutely worth it.
Maybe just let her mature a bit more.
Are you asking me to give her up?
Yes, that's exactly what she's asking you to do, because she doesn't want her there in the first place. She's made it very clear that she doesn't want Taylor here. She dislikes Taylor just because she's his daughter. from a previous marriage. Doesn't seem to have any kind of awareness or care that, you know, they both lost the mother. Like, it's not like he got out of that relationship and then started dating Janice. Like, his ex-wife died. She just died. There was no choice. There was no accepting it. There was no, okay, I guess I'm gonna find a new relationship and move on. She died. He can't be with her because she's dead. And I think that bothers Janice a lot. I think that Janice does not want any reminder of that previous relationship because Janice probably feels like he loves his ex-wife way more than he should, even though he's in a new relationship. And I absolutely get that. You never stop loving the ones that leave you. It doesn't mean you can't love again and you can't love somebody a lot, but you never completely replace whatever you lost with somebody new. And I think that's a really big problem for Janice. I think that if the dad gives his daughter up this time around, he will never be able to get a relationship with her because there's no good reason for giving her up. He agreed to have her. He agreed for her to be there for at least 2 months to see if it's gonna work out. To just drop that promise and be like, you know what? She's been here, a day? I don't want her anymore. I mean, that's gonna cut so much deeper than the initial walking away. He walked away a long time ago. There were a lot of other factors as to why he walked away. So on some level, it is forgivable. Obviously, it's bad, it sucks, but it was a long time ago and he's a different, better person now. And he's trying again and he's really gonna try to make up for the fact that he walked out in the first place. If he walks out again or kicks her out, because that's essentially the same thing, then he's telling her, you know what, I really didn't want a relationship. And I don't know how you would ever forgive that. I really don't.
I love you, but I am not gonna abandon her again.
Exactly. Good for him. Good for him. He shouldn't have to choose between his wife and his daughter. That's ridiculous. The fact that she would even ask that. I mean, I don't like this lady. I don't think she's nice. She talks about all this like hippie purity stuff. But she's such a vindictive, mean person. I mean, she's literally sabotaging this relationship with his daughter just because I'm pretty sure she's jealous of the ex-wife. It died. It's not like he could go back to her anyway.
I'm doing the best I can with a very difficult situation.
You are not doing the best you can with a very difficult situation. This is not a difficult situation. This is his daughter that you've probably known about since he started dating you, however long ago that was. She's moving in for a few months to hopefully get her life on track, and you guys are supposed to love and support her and help her grow. It's not a hard situation to treat his daughter like a normal human being at the very least. Don't treat her like a slave and you're already on the right track. There's nothing hard about it. I don't understand what's so hard. I really don't.
You gotta promise me to stay on the straight and narrow.
I get her concern for him relapsing because his daughter has moved in and that's gonna be stressful and whatever. But honestly, if he relapses, I'm gonna blame her. I feel like she's just being so unreasonable. She hasn't stopped yelling since this movie started. She's just a very toxic person to be around. And then she's going on about healing her wounds. What wounds? What is so wrong in your life that it gives you the right to just scream and attack everyone? If he gets back into alcohol, I'm sure it's going to be a result of that constant yelling and attacking. Not a result of his daughter moving in, because she's, maybe troubled, but she's not a nasty person. She's got a good heart in there. His wife, I don't know. I don't know about her. Don't like her. Just don't. Oh, that's not so bad. That's the one that bites people, I'm assuming. I was expecting something much more vicious than just like a little snap as you try to pet her face. That was really not bad at all. I mean, my mare does 1,000 times worse when people come up, and I wouldn't say she bites people. I warn like the little kids, like, be careful petting her as you walk down the barn aisle. You know, that kind of thing, because you know, she could snap at somebody if she would irritate her that much, but she's gonna pin her ears and kind of like snap her teeth way more than she's actually gonna follow through and truly be aggressive. So I don't know why they made such a big deal about this. Maybe it is like a liability thing and she's just used to telling everyone that because they probably do have children around here a lot. But even not being a horse person, you can see that horse doesn't like to be pet, and I really don't think you're gonna get attacked unless you really push her and force her to be pet. Then I could see her escalating and actually taking a chunk out of you, which is totally her right. I mean, if you don't want to be touched by somebody, you shouldn't have to be. Horses or people.
They just don't understand you.
That I'm sure is right. I'm sure that they're treating this as nastiness and not thinking about how it's really just self-preservation and her not feeling comfortable being pet. Probably also a little bit has to do with how she feels like they have done her wrong in regards to losing the foal and whatever kind of went down with that, since they say that triggered this more than anything else. I'm not sure why she's walking around just like holding a random halter and lead rope. I don't know why anyone would really be doing that. Like, how many times are you just carrying a halter and lead rope around? If you're gonna get a horse, you probably have the halter relatively close to where you keep the horse. And I can't imagine they use like the same halter for every single horse. You couldn't do that at this kind of facility, and it's really not a safe thing to do anyway. In case of emergency, you want every horse to have their own halter. And then I also don't think anyone's actually like taught her how to halter a horse, taught her how to lead a horse. So again, what is she gonna do with a halter without any horse experience? Cleaning stalls and sweeping is a far cry away from actually interacting with haltering leading horses. That would take some sort of basic introductory lesson. And even then, I wouldn't want somebody to just go off on their own and be handling my horses without more than a very quick introduction lesson. I would want to be really watching and making sure that they're safe and they're treating the horses fairly and kindly. And that they're not ruining the training on the horses, because that's honestly also a big deal to me. I hope you guys enjoyed that segment of Running Free. Definitely just kind of confirmed what I already knew, that the wife does not like Taylor at all and wants her gone, and is going to do basically anything she can to make sure that Taylor is completely miserable until Taylor either leaves, and also make sure that the dad is completely miserable until he hopefully kicks her out. Although I don't think that she has any luck doing that. I assumed that right away they would come together and bond a little over their mutual loss and, you know, get in with the horses, and he would maybe teach her how to ride and stuff. So this movie is definitely not taking the path I thought it would take. So far she's just done barn chores and been treated like a slave by the wife. So we'll see in the next segment if anything kind of changes or if it stays this just like constant arguing, everyone against everyone else. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all tomorrow.